Hi there, my name's Craig Taylor. I'm a Solutions Architect at HT2 Labs. It is currently November 2016. For the last 11 months, since January 2016, I've been designing, building and facilitating a massive open online course, or MOOC, entitled e-learning, Beyond the Next Button. Each month of the year, we have unlocked a new level and we've looked at a tool, technology, platform, approach that we here at HT2 think L&D professionals need to be keeping an eye on for the future. Or they're things that are already current and existing, but we think people perhaps need to take a look at. In the month of October, so last month, we took a close look at bots, which are one of the emerging things that we think people should be taking a look at and taking an interest in. At the end of each month, the beginning of the next month, I then record a short video like I'm doing now, in which I reflect back over that previous level and think about things like the way that I designed it. Would I change anything? Sometimes I look at the way that people have behaved within that particular level and wonder what impacts I could have had on that. On other occasions, I actually look at the tool, the technology, the platform, the approach itself, and take a little bit of a reflective thought about that. And that's probably what I'm going to do in this video, looking at bots. What was really interesting to see from people's conversations with one another in this level was that bots were something that lots of them had already got experience of. We heard experiences from people talking about using Skype bots. We heard people telling stories about the fact that they'd been using bots in Duolingo as part of some language training they were doing. I personally had interacted with a bot probably about 18 months, 2 years ago, when I was sat on a bus. There was a sticker on the back of the seat in front of me asking me if I wanted to have a conversation with that bus via text, and I did. It was a pretty banal conversation, but it was interesting to see the way that it worked. What was really interesting was that people were interacting with bots and had been for some time without really realising what they were. Quite a lot of people left comments saying, that's what a bot is. That's what this interaction that I've been having with this language training app, that's what it's called. And I thought this was very interesting, because this was a good example whereby the technology itself was transparent. What people were focusing on was the value add that they were getting from the technology. The fact that they didn't even know what it was called, that it was in the back of their mind, that it perhaps wasn't even in their mind, I thought was a really positive thing. Wouldn't it be great if we in our organisations could get people focusing on the value add that new approaches might take, and not get hung up on the fact that it's new and that it's innovative and it's perhaps unproven and that it perhaps, for some people's perceptions, presents risks? That's a big ask, I know that. What was also interesting though was the other side of the coin being presented by people. Lots of people saying really positive things, and lots of people, sometimes the same people, saying but. And this is the same but that we've heard in other levels. I think this is a great idea. This is how we could get value from it. This is where it would be of benefit to our target audience. But our IT department, our security department, HR, finance, the cleaning lady, they wouldn't be on board with it. They would have an issue and a challenge with it. And that's got me thinking. I wasn't around when email became big, or I don't remember email becoming big in organisations. But I know that there will have been a point in time in the past where the majority of organisations did not use email. There'll be a tipping point in time, and then the majority of organisations used email. And of course, that transition point may have been several years. The point I'm getting at here is, many moons ago, there will have been a point in time when email was seen by HR, IT, security, the cleaning lady, as being a risk, as being dangerous, as being open to abuse. There will have been a point in time where those conversations happened. and look at us today. We're all using it. Some organisations are actually trying to get away from it. It's come full circle. The point I'm making here is I wish more people would push some of these new approaches, because some of them will fall over, some of them will fail and they won't be around in 12 months' time. Some of them will be here for the long run, just like email has been. So they're my rambling reflections from the month. I don't really know where I was going with a lot of that, other than 2 points really. One, about making the technology transparent, focusing on the value add and not the technology itself. The bots level was a really good example of that happening in real time with real people, our course participants. And also the fact that, yes, many of the traditional conservative status quo balancing departments in your organisation will not be keen on these sorts of approaches. If you're having that sort of conversation with them, why not drop in that anecdote that I did about email? That was also a big topic of conversation many decades ago. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found some value in my rambling reflection this month. Thank you.